Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing Nuke.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome the fuck back. We got breaking news here. It looks like here that the Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo fight could happen way sooner than anyone's anticipated. The WBC convention is scheduled to begin on September 30th in the Ukraine, and Mauricio Sulaiman has stated that a decision will be made on when Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo, the mandatory fight for the WBC title, will be ordered. This is a direct quote from Mauricio Sulaiman. The WBC has informed the camps, and it has been clear in public that Charlo, who is the mandatory contender, had accepted to have the first Triple G Canelo, and then he accepted to have the rematch. That is why we ordered an interim title, because the WBC demanded to support an immediate rematch of the Canelo Alvarez Golovkin fight. So Charlo won an interim title, and he accepted the May 5th fight, and he again accepted after the postponement. So he has been very patient and very lenient. He understands the greatness of this fight, and I am confident that everything will be okay. That is a direct quote from Mauricio Sulaiman, and basically what he stated, just to summarize everything that he said in that particular piece, is that Jermall Charlo has accepted the fights with Canelo Triple G from the beginning. He allowed the postponement, and he's basically already waited over a year to get his title shot. And so when they convene the WBC convention on September 30th, they will make a decision as to when that Canelo Charlo fight will be made and mandated. That is a very huge thing. Will it be next? It's quite possible it could be. It looks like here that since Jermall Charlo has accepted postponements and fight after fight between Canelo and Triple G, it looks like these guys were like, look, Jermall Charlo's been very patient. He's been very lenient with us. We got to reward this guy's patience. He allowed both fights. He allowed the postponement. That is very, very huge news. This fight really, literally could happen in December potentially. That would be a huge fight, just for the sake of the public's sake, because this is a fight that the public seems to be wanting and calling for. Jermall Charlo is 27-0 with 21 knockouts. His last opponent was Hugo Centeno Jr., which he stopped in the second round. And Canelo Alvarez is 51-2 with 34 knockouts. And his last victory obviously came against Gennady Golovkin, a 12-round majority decision in a very close fight. And that would be a huge, huge fight for both fighters. I think that as soon as they can make this fight, if they can make this in December, I think it'll be perfect. And all of that is going to depend on how Canelo sees Jermall Charlo as an opponent. If Canelo sees Jermall Charlo as a very dangerous opponent, I can see that fight being negotiated and pushed back until May. If he sees Jermall Charlo as just another mandatory challenger, I can see that fight absolutely happening in December, and the WBC, of course, will give its blessings and mandate the fight immediately. Now, that's something we would love to see. That's something I can't wait to see myself. I personally think that Jermall Charlo, while he's shown great attributes and power, I think he's a bit overrated. He hasn't done anything to prove that he's an elite level fighter. He hasn't done anything to prove that he's at this level of a Canelo or a Triple G. He's never fought anybody at an elite level. And the very best fighter on his fucking resume is an Austin Trout, which he took 12 rounds, unanimous decision to get him. That doesn't say enough to me that you're ready for Canelo Alvarez. It just doesn't. I don't feel like he's ready for Canelo. I don't feel like this is the type of fight he should be taking right away. The mistake that Jermall Charlo made is not taking on better opposition while he was waiting for his title shot. He should have taken on bigger and better names. He should have been preparing himself for this type of fight at this type of level. His last 3 fights were against guys like a Julian J. Rock Williams, who he stopped in the 5th round. That's a fucking prospect. Jorge Sebastian Highland, that's a tomato can. Hugo Centeno Jr., he had already been stopped. You fought your last 3 fights, showed no evolution in your game, no challenge in your game. They've done nothing for you. If all you wanted was a big payday against Canelo Alvarez, well then you've lucked up, because it looks like you may have just gotten it. But if you were looking to actually compete at a high or an elite level, unfortunately, you fought no one to prove that you're ready for this level. And when those bright lights come on, you have nowhere to run or hide. Once again, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.